we've been working on this self-driving technology specifically for robo-taxis. I'll talk about robo-taxis and autonomous trucking, things like that. But the technology is ready. The testing has been done, and you're going to be seeing these robo-taxis and robotic trucking on the roads this year, 2026. It's the big year that this is actually going to take place. You're going to have your first ride in one this year. But it's not just in the United States. It's also China and Europe are working on the same progress. It's all going to come down in 26. So that being said, I mean, there's a few companies, we don't have time to talk about all of them, but AEVA Technologies, it's one of the largest ones. So their technology well, we talked about Symbotic last time in one of our conversations, how they can
Right.
operate in the dark, right? Because these LiDAR, these sensor, this technology, it can see in front of the vehicle, behind the vehicle, over the vehicle, the roads. It knows the speed. It knows if there's a car getting close to you, swerving towards you. It can sense everything around you. And they can also retrofit this equipment on vehicles. So not everybody's going to go buy an autonomous car right away. And some companies that are going to be using robo taxis or commercial freight lines are going to be able to buy the brand new self-driving truck or car. So they can retrofit all these sensors and different parts of this process into a vehicle and automatically you have the autonomous vehicle. And all we've really been waiting on is verification or regulation approval. We're there. We're there. We're ready to roll with this. And Aviva is one of the top suppliers. It's not just the United States. They're also selling their AI and their hardware to Europe and to China and to other places. It's one of the top, I guess, from a investment perspective, it's at the top of my list to benefit from this robotaxi revolution.
So we're talking specifically about robo taxis. We're not necessarily spilling that over to over the road trucking.
We are, we are actually there that as well.
So when it comes to trucking and logistics, then I mean, we used to talk, when it came to the internet about the last mile,
Right.
and that was always kind of an issue, uh, with this. I mean, so is that going to help kind of solve that, where these trucks can go from A to B instead of from Chicago to someplace outside of St. Louis, and then they have to have a manual driver? I mean,
Right.
has that kind of been worked out, or is
No,
that
that's correct because one of the benefits about this is this was developed for driving through the big city, right? And so that's where all the robo taxis are going to start out and be in big cities. But I mean, it's actually simpler for freight trucks to go from point A to point B because they can obviously drive down the highway fairly safely rather than driving through a large city safely. But now they can do both. So point A to point B. We invented the steam engine with train tracks a long time ago, right? Because that's easy, kind of point A to point B. It's not on the road, it's on a track. It's consistent with timing, right? There's nobody in the way. But that's kind of moving to the past now because this is just as safe as transporting something over a rail line. Plus, these vehicles majority of them are all electric vehicles, right? So, um, I guess, I mean, we'll obviously always still use trains, but this technology, especially driverless technology, and it can drive all night long. I mean, this thing it can drive 24 hours without stopping for a break, taking a pit stop, um,
right?
regassing, everything else, right?
Yeah.
So it's very transformational, let alone the use of robo taxis. And with Uber talking about launching their fleet of robo taxis as well, you can't do any of it without this hardware and these sensors and this technology.
Well, this is just another example of, uh, I mean, 2025 has been a great year for robotics, and now this seems like a whole nother level, so a whole nother area of growth as we come into 2026 and beyond. So let's leave it there for now, Brian. We're really going to look forward to hearing more about this as the clock strikes 2026. So thanks for joining us. And in the meantime,